Happy Thursday, fifth graders. Let's review our heart idioms. Bleeding heart. If you describe someone as a bleeding heart, you are criticizing them for being sympathetic toward people who are poor and suffering without doing anything to help, or someone who is too nice or sometimes maybe too kind where it is not deserved. So that's a bleeding heart. Wear your heart on your sleeve means to make your feelings and emotions obvious rather than hiding them. And your heart's in the right place means when you have good intentions. You have good intentions and you're trying to do the right thing. Maybe it's not helpful, maybe it is, but regardless, your heart's in the right place if you try to do the right thing. Today's heart idiom is eat your heart out. Eat your heart out. Now this might sound gruesome. Here's a visualization of this. Literally, it would be gruesome to eat your own heart out. But think of it like if you eat your heart, then that's pretty, dramatic. So it means to feel great sadness. It also means to be very jealous. If you say, eat your heart out, followed by the name of a famous person, you are joking that you are even better than that person. So let's look at these two definitions. So to feel great sadness. I've been eating my heart out. Ooh, let me add the R. I've been eating my heart out for Stargirl. The kids have been so mean to her. So I feel great sadness for Stargirl in the way that the kids have been treating her. And so that's an example of this idiom meaning to feel great sadness, to eat your heart out. Okay? Or let's say another sentence might be Leah was eating her heart out when her dog passed away. Okay? To feel great sadness. Now, this one, to be very jealous. So this one is kind of more in a joking manner. So you'd say it like this. I got the part in the play and you didn't. Eat your heart out. So you're kind of like egging somebody on. You're saying, look, I got this, you didn't. So eat your heart out. Like be jealous because this happened to me and not to you. So two meanings for this idiom. Okay? Now, we've been working on suffix ward, meaning direction. So we've learned all these different ways to express direction. Forward, toward, backward. Okay. Today we have westward. Now, I chose westward because this is a common direction that we express in this way. Like, how we learned about the westward movement, westward expansion, and how people moved west from the East Coast to the West. And so this is a common thing to go west, but, we could also say eastward or southward, northward. It's just not as commonly heard, but we could express directionality that way as well. So westward means toward the west, right? And the sun sets in the west, so that's also a common thing because people love to look at sunsets. And every time you look at a sunset, you can admire how beautiful it is. It signifies the ending of a day, the closing of a day, and it's beautiful. Like this image here is an Arizona sunset with the saguaros, like in our novel, and these beautiful colors of purple hues and reds and yellows and oranges. And it is very beautiful. I've been in Arizona and I've experienced the sunsets there, and it's really gorgeous. So Stargirl and Leo turned westward to soak in the desert sunset. So remember we read that in chapter 16 or 17 when they're in the desert experiencing the enchanted place. Okay, now Latin root vis, vid means see, look at, observe. If something's visible, it is something that can be seen. An effect that is visible is great enough to be noticed. Vision, the ability to see, the area you can see, an area of what you think something should look like. Oh, and I forgot to include revise and revision, but to revise and revision revision, the noun, means when you make something better and improve it. Okay, now we have the word envision. So this is a little different because it has prefix "n" in front of vision. So it's a verb. If you envision something, what does this mean? It means to imagine something that you think might happen in the future, especially something that you think will be good. Okay, so it's kind of like vision, but envision signifies that you're imagining a better future, or you're envisioning something, like you're kind of picturing it in your mind, imagining it. So here, literally or visually, there's an I in the future because you're kind of seeing what things could look like. And this can be in any case. So here's an example. I envisioned my life 10 years from now and how I would be at college. Or let's say you're envisioning a world that doesn't have pollution and we have controlled the change in the climate. Maybe you can envision yourself many years from now in your career. Maybe you can envision, maybe you have plans for decorating your room, and you can envision what that would look like and the colors you want. Maybe your family is going to go on a trip, let's say a camping trip, and you can envision yourself, or you can envision your family having a really good time. So it's generally a positive word, like, because you're thinking about good things in the future. Okay, so envision, it's a little bit different than this because it's like thinking about the future time and you're thinking about it in a positive manner. Okay, so great job, fifth graders. Let me just quickly review metaphors because seems like we need just a little quick review. So remember that metaphors are used to compare two things that are different in most ways, but are the same in one way. So when you're trying to figure out a metaphor, it won't have like or as, okay, but it is saying something is that. So Amelia's room is a pigsty. It's not literally, but it's messy like one. Our dad is a bear in the morning. Malik is a wizard with computers. So just as a reminder, this is what a metaphor looks like, or is how it's written. It won't have like or as to help compare. Okay, fifth graders? So metaphors. Great job.